Dude, what's going on? This is Preacher once again. So I was walking back from the service plaza back over here to the trucks, and one of the dudes asked me, was our owner operator? And I was like, well, yeah, I own one truck, the cash truck, and I lease another truck, which is this truck right here, right? And if y'all been watching me, y'all saw when I first got this in the truck a little bit ago. It's going on almost 2 years. So I start upping my payments to try to hurry up, excuse me, and pay off this truck, right? So, he asked, well, he heard that folks ain't making money out here. So I asked him, well, what do you mean by that? He said, well, all the videos that he been watching, they didn't slow it down now, but they said how they ain't making money. And I was like, yeah, a whole bunch of these trucking people that's trying to tell you how to do things and what they doing, and they got all these elaborate stuff, they quiet now. Why? Because when you run or trying to run a business, it's easy to run it when everything is coming in. You got all this in freight, you got brokers paying top dollar for loads, you got all this freight and stuff coming in. Now you got people saying, oh, I know how to book freight, I know how to do this, oh, I ain't worried about it because I know how to book loads and I know how to do this. Yeah, but do you know how to run a business? I said, because when you get your own truck and become a lease operator or owner operator, you running a business. So it's not about can you book a load, can you do all this. It's more about can you run a business. That's what it is. Because in a business, you have slow time and you have busy times. You got slow seasons and you got busy seasons. All right, so what do? How can we combat that? I said, so if you going to call yourself, you want to go to the lease game or the owner op game, well, first you got to realize your situation. How much money do you need to pay all of your bills and save some money? Then you ask, how much is this truck going to be costing me? Now you add that to it. So you divide that by 4. Because if you're getting paid every week, there you go. You divide that by 4. So you know you need to bring home at least this amount of money in order to survive, right? All my earlier videos when I was with Warner and everything, and I told them, no, I'm living off of $11.50. And they moved up to $13.50 now. All right, but so when I got my trucks, I know that I need to bring home, no matter what, at least $11.50. Now it's like, okay, I need to bring home at least $13.50 to pay all my bills and save money and still go out and do things like that. I need $13.50. So now you know what your budget is. So when you know what your budget is, this is a numbers game. And a lot of people that I have seen personally, when I go up to the office to get certain stuff that I need, all these people who signing these leases is not even reading the lease. They just signing it. And I always say, how you signing something that you don't even read? What do you mean? What they told me. It don't matter what they told you, it's what's in black and white. Then I flip to some of the pages and show them some stuff. And they're like, what? They gonna charge for that? They gonna charge for that? I'm like, it's in black and white that you just initialed saying that you agree with this. They signing these leases and you're not even reading what you are signing. Okay, so now you finna make a bad financial decision because you didn't read every single thing. I booked my own loads. I was not gonna sign on or lease on to a company where I cannot book my own loads. The reason why I book my own loads because I don't want nobody else in charge of my money but me. That's it. There's a lot of companies out here that you can lease on and book your own loads if you know what you're doing. Don't book your own loads if you don't know what you're doing, because now you ain't gonna make no money. Why? Because you don't know what you're doing. Find a company that you can book your own loads and they book loads too. So now you can work with a dispatcher on loads. And now you could be learning from the dispatcher how you could dispatch yourself if eventually you want to move into booking your own loads. It's not that simple just getting a load board and calling the broker and looking at what the average rate was and trying to get that average rate. That's a lot more than that. You got to know the different areas, what's going on. Like I said in my previous video, yeah, I took load and I showed the initial amount was what, $895 to go 700 miles. But it's taking me to a place where I'm gonna get almost $2.50 a mile. And now on top of all that, because I got to hold that load into Thursday, I'm getting an extra $750 a day without even moving the truck. So now my fuel versus the amount of money I'm coming in is going to be very low. So even if my total for the week is low, well, guess what? I didn't even move my truck that much and I made that amount of money. You know, so when you're looking at making 50, what was it? It was like 23. And I just booked this other load for 3,000, right? So now that's 53, almost $5,400 for the week to go 2,000 miles. That's it. So that's like $250 a mile, right? So now when you look at that, sometimes you do have to take a load that don't pay that well to bring you to another area that will pay real good. But that's also you doing your research on where to go. And a lot of times y'all get these here leases and sign these leases using their fuel card, and they getting all the discounts and everything instead of you going out getting your own fuel cards. When y'all watching these videos, learn from what people saying. When they saying, hey, you can get this fuel card, it's prepaid or whatever, or you get this fuel card, they just give you this starting all off. People are telling you things to help you when you get inside this game. Okay, it's your job to take that information and implement it inside your business plan on how you're gonna do it, so that way you can save money. Like I told a group of them that was out there, I said, y'all gonna start complaining because y'all ain't making no money. Why? Because y'all gonna be fueling at these Petros, Loves, Flying J, Pilot, the TA. Why? Because as a company driver, that's where you was going all the time fueling. You'll bypass all these other places that is a lot cheaper than those that I just named. You go to Cassie's, you can go to Thornton's, you got Road Runners, you got CDs down there in Texas and stuff. You got Route 66 that you could go to. You got all these other places where you could go. I went to BP one time because it was a lot cheaper. Go to Racetrack, Speedway, QT. All that is a lot cheaper than going to Petro, TA, your Loves, your Flying J's, your Pilots. But that's what you done got ingrained in your head to go. So instead of going where it's cheaper at, you want to go to these other places because that's what you used to been doing, that you've been driving to. Your mind is not set on, let me go to these cheaper places where I can get cheaper fuel at to have more money inside my pocket. And that be the problem. Education. Y'all have to really look at this stuff, and how you're going to be able to survive out here is by listening to people who's trying to tell you things and show you things, and then you implement that. Okay, my problem is, like, I don't like trying to teach somebody or mentor somebody because people don't like to listen. Okay, I help my friends that's getting up in there because they know how I am, and I can really talk to them kind of harsh, and they're not gonna get it all in their feelings, because y'all want to get inside y'all feelings with stuff, right? So my friends, they know how I am, and I can just be straight and blunt with them, and they're not gonna take it to heart and get inside their feelings, right? So even some of my friends, when I told him where to run and how to run, he was making $65,000 to $7,000 a week in this bad market. He always want to stop doing what I'm telling him to do or places where I'm going. He want to implement how he want to run in certain places where he want to go. So he's trying to mix what I'm telling him and where he want to do it. And then he'll start falling off. And man, I only made like 5,000 this week. Man, I'm pushing like 48. Did you go to the states that I told you to go? No, man, because you know I want to go to Texas and I want to go over there to like Arizona. You know, I got family, I got friends. I was trying to, you know, see the night. I said, see, there you go. You want to make money in this or you don't want to make money in this. Not saying that you can't take little trips where you got family where you can spend a little time or spend a night with family, but you have to do it in a way that it's going to benefit you and your business to do it. You can't ask me for help and I'm telling you and I'm giving you several loads that you can take to help make you money, and then you making money, and then 2 weeks after you doing it, now you want to do what you want to do and try to mix what I'm telling you, and now you ain't making no money no more. So now you'll call me again and be like, hey man, can you help me find some loads and this, or I'm stuck over here. I'm like, what in the world are you doing down there in El Paso? Well, you know, my daughter-in-law and her kids was down there, so I decided to go down there. So now you in El Paso and you trying to call me to help you get out of the bad situation. You stay running inside the states that I'm telling you you're going to make this money. But people don't like to listen. I told to do that, all that kind of stuff. He said, well, you know, I said, no, because people don't like to listen. And I don't have time. At least with my friends, I can talk real harsh to them. I said, see, that's your problem. You do not listen. You want to do what you want to do, and then you know it does not work. You can't make money like that. So then I help you with it. You make a little money, then you go back to what you was doing before. It's not going to work. The states are not going to change. These states are going to pay this little bit amount of money. If you in the state, like I did, I went to New Jersey, it's not paying that much. Anywhere from 130, it was something for like 115, all up to about probably like 160, 170. But you got to choose to go to another state when you get that load, a 1 day load, not a 2 day, a 1 day load. Make that 1 day load and take your behind to a state that is paying a lot of money. And make sure when you go and you get that load that's paying a amount of money, it's close to another state, real close to an area where even if you got the deadhead 134 miles, but you back in another area that's going to pay you a little bit more money. But you have to know what's going on in every single state during every single season. And that takes a little education. That takes a little research. People don't want to do the research to be successful. That's why you see some of these people, the trucking gurus and all these people that have been telling you stuff, they're in a different company now. They're in a different truck now. They always switching, jumping from job to job, but they're trying to give you helpful information. How is that helpful when you jumping from job to job, from job to job, from job to job? That don't make no sense. That doesn't. That means you haven't figured it out to be successful, but so you keep jumping from a job to another job. You know, you can't do that. I've been inside the same truck. It's going on, 2 years now since I didn't had this in a truck. When I got this truck, it was like 100,000 miles on it. So I didn't had this truck for 2 years now, leased on to the same company. And before I got leased on to this company, with my other truck, I was with that company for 2 years. Before that, I was with Warner for 4 years. And that truck is still leased on to the other company that was at. But this path got me a new truck with no money down that I could pay off within 3 years. So while I'm still with the other truck, booking loads and got somebody riding and making money on my other truck, my cash truck that's paid off, I'm driving this truck. Why? Because I pay $1,300 a week for this truck and the rental of this in trade. Both combined, $1,300. And that's full maintenance. I don't have to pay for anything, any breakdown. Only thing I pay for is tires and rims. That's it. So for me to pay $1,300 for the rental of a trailer and for the truck, full maintenance, where I don't have to pay for nothing at all, if it break down, to me that was a winner. Now you add all the deductions, that's $236. So now I pay a total of $1,536 a week, and then they take out 18% of whatever I make on top of that. So one load for me, by Wednesday I already have paid for my fuel, and I already have paid my truck payment, trailer payment, and all my deductions by Wednesday. So that means everything from Wednesday after that, I really have to calculate in my mind how much fuel I'm going to use versus how much money I'm going to make. So I make sure I'm making my quota that I need to make. So when you say that it's no money out here, it's no money for who? For people who don't know how to add and subtract and budget? Maybe, yeah. Because they don't know how to add, subtract, and budget and put that into their business. That's why. If you just run it and be like, oh, I'm just trying to get the most money for the most load, yeah, but where's that load taking you at? You know, it don't make no sense. Oh, if they don't pay me what I want, I'm just gonna sit. So okay, sit. You think that, Cal? You think because you sitting, you gonna get a better paying load? That's what you think? Closed mouth don't get fed. That's just how it is. All right, this thing's already at 16 minutes, man. I'll holler at y'all later.